Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I'd like to discuss property management, and it's a service that we offer here at White Mountain Property, and maybe to answer some common questions that we get. So just to give you some background, White Mountain has been providing property management since 2006 for Bucharest and Brașov, with physical offices since end of 2007 in Brasov and end of 2013 in Bucharest. We have a team of 5 brokers, so 2 brokers are based in Brasov, 3 brokers are based in Bucharest for renting and selling, and then we have a separate team of 3 property managers led by Andrew Robescu and supported by Andrea and Valentina, who between the 3 of them carry out property management for around 84 clients. Mostly residential properties, so apartments and houses, but also some commercial spaces, and even for 12 years we managed a small hotel in Bran, which is Brasov County. So basically, why property management is beneficial to our clients is essentially it allows them to have a hands-free, hands-off, stress-free ownership experience while their property is properly rented out and cared for and maintained, and the property is producing the optimum return on investment, let's say, so it's not sitting idle or it's not in the wrong hands. The way we handle residential and commercial properties is essentially we track the incoming rent, make sure that reaches the owner's account, so we don't hold the rent, we make sure it reaches the owner, and then we track the gas, water, electricity, administration, any other associated cost with that property. And then that's the basic property management service, but then on top of that we have a small additional hourly charge. We can provide with the relevant power of attorney, procurer, a mandate to do so. We can help to pay the taxes, whether that's online or physically in person at the tax office, organise annual boiler inspections, which are mandatory, gas circuit inspections, insurance renewal or insurance claims, but in some cases owners prefer to do this themselves remotely. So either way we can help with that when needed. And then any maintenance issues that arise, we use third-party services, so for example painters, decorators, plumbers, electricians, even interior designers when needed, or even furniture. We can find furniture producers to make custom-made bedroom furniture, for example, things like this. So the process is basically, the first stage is for the broker to optimize the property, present it to the market in its best possible light, recommend any changes that are needed to optimize the rent, and then once that's done we present it to the market, advertise it on all the main sites, Immobiliare, Public Deutsche Patrol, Romimo, Storia, OLX, our own website. We use banners in some cases on the building itself, but we also have closed collaboration groups on WhatsApp with around 1,200 agents in Bucharest, and a much smaller group in Brasov, where we can work with other agencies, other competitors, to identify a tenant more quickly. And then of course we've got social media, and on the expat groups, for example on Facebook, there are many foreigners that are moving to Romania for the first time or don't have a connection here, might ask on the expat groups, and again our business White Mountain is frequently mentioned because we have a strong reputation in both cities. In terms of our reputation for the Bucharest office, we've got 2 locations actually, one in the centre, one in the north in Herăstrău, and the combined reviews for both are around about 415 all 5-star reviews. On Trustpilot we've got 37 reviews, again all 5-star, and then for the Brasov office we've got around 186 reviews at the last count at the time of making this video, and it's rated as 4.8. So all 3 offices are staffed by respected, trusted team members, so you can be sure your property is in good hands. In terms of the financial management, basically once the broker has identified a potential tenant, then essentially the property management team and the owner will get involved. We have a discussion, we agree if it's a good fit or not. The property management team will then verify the tenant is a credible match for the property and is also a dependable, reliable person, and that the property will be in good hands. We typically take 2 deposits for a rental property. In some cases, that with the owner's agreement, that can be reduced, but in principle we look for 2 deposits to ensure that the client takes the property seriously and takes good care of it. So once the tenant is installed and the property management are maintaining, that relationship, then the owner doesn't need to be involved, but they can be as much as they want to be, but generally they don't want to be involved. And we then maintain the financial management of it to ensure the rent is where it should be and that the bills are paid. But we also track ROI, return on investment, so we monitor the market, and if anything has changed, an area has become more popular, maybe there's a new metro, a new mall, the area is developed and the rent values are increased, we track that, and so we can advise the owners what they need to do to optimize their property in terms of annual income. Our expertise, where it helps owners, is that with so many years, almost 2 decades experience in the cities, we know the market, we know the people, we know the expats, and we know what the market expects of a property, so we can keep it up to date, and we keep up with the local laws and the tax laws, tax regulations, and so on, and we work with the best third-party services that we can, so the best insurance company, where we need it, a good lawyer. We have a very good lawyer we work with for 16 years in Brasov that covers both cities. We have a good architect when needed, and we know which contractors can are a good match for the property, let's say. So this helps owners where even if they're from the city, they don't necessarily have up-to-date market knowledge and experience. And of course the benefits of having an external property manager, essentially by having a third party in the relationship, it avoids the situation where the relationship becomes too friendly between the tenant and the owner, which often happens after a while. The relationship becomes less landlord-owner and more friendship-based, and that can create difficulties. For example, if the tenant situation changes or they want to make some changes in the property, sometimes owners find it hard to say no when it is not really in their best interest to modify it. For example, get rid of a bed or get rid of a wardrobe, and then when that tenant leaves, the owner has to then replace that, and of course he might not have had storage for that, so he might have got rid of it at the time, and now he needs to replace it. Whereas when you have a third party involved, those requests tend to be fewer, and also they're much more impartial, so we're much more easily able to say it's not in the best interest of the property to do that, and it will make it difficult the next time when the tenant leaves. And usually the tenants are very understanding of that, but it's just a cleaner way to do it when you've got a third party. Even my own property that I've got in the UK, I use an external property management, even though I could do the job myself, specifically for that reason, to put a third person in the loop. So this is principal benefit, and of course it saves the owner the time and the stress of having to manage the tenant, and also to ensure that they're keeping up to date with the return on investment potential, the latest market values. So hopefully this gives you a brief outline of what we do and the benefits of using property management. But if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them in the comments section below. I'll leave my contact details in the description, so if you want to get in touch, if you have any questions, you can drop me a WhatsApp or an email, or we can even schedule a call, and I'll do my best to advise you and guide you in your particular case. So please like and subscribe the video, which will help us grow and help other people find the video, and also we look forward to seeing you in the next video. So thanks for your time today, and I'll see you next time.